Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns, where today we have the monthly Link to the Past All Dungeons Restricted Major Glitches race. Joined on comms today by Malmo and Meowski. How are you two doing?
Good.
I am fantastic. But enough about me. How are you doing, Cubs?
Can't complain too much.
Good to
Hoping
hear.
that hoping there's no lead blown today. Other than that, we're good. With that, looks like the race is about to start. So you two, here we go.
All right. So, what routes are we expecting to see here, Malmo?
Well, the first thing we'll see is whether all four runners open the chest in Link's house or not. If anybody doesn't, that means they're running escape first. But I don't think anybody will be running escape first in this race.
Yeah, it looks like we got a lot of really high-level runners who are pretty experienced with the newer routes of 80 RMG. So, since we're not doing escape first, generally what we're going to see is you go. Yeah, okay, everyone's getting the lamp. You go get the sword from Uncle. You jump, save, and quit, which arms EG. And then you activate this thing called Lonk, which you'll see when it happens. Basically, Link moves kind of funny. It looks like he's kind of drunk in a weird glitchy way, and then he's able to escape from the split escape from Hyrule Castle, and then we go do Eastern Palace first and get the boots. And there are a few reasons, including getting the boots early, which make that a little bit faster. But Lonk is Lonk, being bad in video games since 1986. Yeah, Lonk is can be a teeny bit inconsistent, but I think at the level that we're looking at, I don't expect anyone to mess it up unless there's pretty bad guard RNG.
It can happen. It's one of the most common reset points in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to start by storing this ledge hop, which means that you'll kind of go under the floor a little bit, but when you do it in the overworld, it doesn't actually put you on a wrong layer because there's only one layer. It does let you get past one guard who is blocking your way.
All right, so these runners have to not get hit and then get hit specifically in the door at a very specific
here we go.
pixel.
One,
Okay.
Two.
Ooh.
3, and a reset. Okay, so Relkin resets this early on. If you're Miss Lonk, it's totally normal to just reset so that you can at least still PB. Interesting that he reset but didn't actually reset. Did he? I hope he knows that resetting clears the state.
Oh, I don't know.
He has to rearm. He has to rearm it. I mean, getting hit also clears it. That's why getting hit is bad if you don't get hit into the door. Okay, checks.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And Mr. Byer.
Okay, I have a weird zoom out thing going on. That Mr. Byer is doing basement clip route. I actually didn't know who I was looking at because I couldn't see their names.
Oh, gotcha.
Weird.
Yeah, Mr. Byer and Checks are doing basement route. So they're going to Kakariko first, and they're going to get a bottle from the tavern. Ari is doing a little bit more of a classic route. It looks like he's probably not going to do basement clip. He's going to go straight to Eastern and just do all of that. So one of the benefits of going to Palace of Darkness first is you go in Cave State and you get the big key there, which gives you the big key for all the Light World dungeons, if I remember correctly. And that allows you to clear those substantially faster. And you also... The reason it's kind of rare and more of a high level thing is because of Basement Clip, which is a really long and complicated clip into to open the boss room door in Palace of Darkness. So we're gonna hopefully see that from Checks and Buyer once they get to that.
also would not put it past Mr. Byer to be running some kind of non-standard route. He likes to experiment, and he likes to show off his experiments on Restream. Don't be too surprised if he finds some way to incorporate Stairmaster. In this, I don't know how, but I think it could be done. Probably wouldn't save time, but it could work.
I respect it. Yeah, routing is very interesting and fun in this game. You get a lot of different choices and opportunities to, especially in the more heavily glitched categories, to route things differently than what's already known. So Mr. Byer, apart from being a really big in the no logic rando scene, is kind of famous for inventing Death Room RTA, which is a short category extension category where you get to a room that you're not supposed to be able to get to that instantly crashes the game. So he was kind of instrumental in that, and because he started running that, other people found different methods for overworld conveyors, I believe, that weren't already known. So that's pretty cool.
Oh my god, the Airy AF. Did you see those anti-fairies?
I did not see those anti-fairies, but I imagine they were quite far apart.
They were very far apart. They were they hadn't even been born yet, let alone met.
Yeah, so Chex is, after this room, he's going to go to the room that we're talking about. Basically, a good barometer for how fast you do that room is how far the anti-fairies are apart once you leave the door. So let's see how Chex does.
Airy was...
Alright, so they're overlapping, which wasn't...
Airy was positioned to do Yuzu Armos, and then he decided at the last second to go top right.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder what maybe he decided that he couldn't risk losing arrows if he's deciding to do, for example, a early hook route, which requires some extra arrows to go into Hera to do a fake flipper.
My guess is, so he's in RMG and categories where his times are more optimized and where he is kind of a little bit more desperate to save time. He kind of defaults to Yuzu Armos because it saves a little bit of time over standard default Armos or Pincus Armos. But I think I've seen him do Pincus Armos in ED runs specifically just for the consistency. Or he could be pranking us like Tam's saying. But I think it's, he thought he was going to do Yuzu, and then he was like, oh wait, we're doing AD, I should probably do this Armos, and then he switched.
Very nice Zelda gamer room and arrow drops for Relkin. I see everybody going for the bombs in Saha's closet. This is for a good reason. If you don't go for these bombs, you are forcing yourself to do an awful one-frame clip to get to pod that nobody really wants to do. Very few people can actually do that faster than the bomb clip, plus the bombs in the back. So even high-level runners like Airy will go for them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting check spending 50 rupees. That is for a potion purchase he will have to do. Same goes for Mr. Byer. They are both going to need a potion to do a staircase positioning trick that lets them do the pod clip. That allows them to open the big key door when they have deleted the big key of pod. Neither of them takes the risky dash on that hard lock transition. It's one of those things.
Oh, yeah, you're already explaining. Go on.
Yeah, that transition would normally hard lock you if you just dashed into it, but turns out you can do a fence dash input where you do left and dash at the same time or something. And if you do it perfectly, you can safely dash into that transition. But it's very scary to do in a race.
Yeah, that sounds frightening.
Yeah,
I would want to do that.
It saves a lot of time, though. I mean, in an attempt, you might go for it, but in a race, it's pretty risky.
That's fair.
You do it if you're already behind on Lonk or something. If you had a bad entry to Eastern, you might be whatever, I can reset if this fails. But that's not something you would do in a race unless you're really not feeling it that day.
Okay. Yeah, Aaron gets the bomb clip. So remind me, is that part of it Kiki skip or Kiki yeet? Because I know those are two separate things. One of them's right after the other one.
Kiki Yeet is how they got to that cave. Kiki Skip is the bomb clip.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
We
So
call it Kiki.
we'll be seeing Kiki yeet from Chex and Mr. Buyer soon.
We call it Kiki Yeet because I mean, watch them. It makes them fly across the screen.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
What we won't be seeing is a Kiki Hop, which is the great tragedy of all dungeons.
Okay. There's the yeet from Chex. So if you accidentally do the other like spin speed clip into the thing, how do you back that up? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Buyer just did that. So I guess this is how you back it up.
Fire is setting up a Pyramid Fairy portal. This is delivered.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I see the splits now.
So this is his Silver's basement clip route, which is taking advantage of the fact that Silvers are actually kind of fast in all dungeons, and they're even faster if you route them cleverly in the basement clip route. What's interesting is that
I think he just messed it up because now he's doing.
No, this is correct. So what he did is he laid down the portal, and now he's going to pod, and then he's going to Death Warp in pod. Once he does basement clip, he's going to hit the spikes that are in Helm's room, and he's going to Death Warp, which preserves the portal. And instead of clipping to the castle the normal way, he's going to clip to the Pyramid Fairy, and then rescue Zelda.
Gotcha. Okay.
It gives him silver arrows, making a lot of the later game a lot safer. Especially Misery Mire, and getting most of that time back on Ganon. Nobody's really timed how much time you lose getting silvers, but it seems to be single-digit seconds in this route.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the newer frontier of routing for sure.
One of the most recent discoveries in all dungeons is a new way to do silvers. We call it Silver Surfer. Yep, it's the second time Brahmin has come up with like a new silver strat. He used to have the Brahmin silvers, which was the fastest way to get silvers, and now he found a new fastest way to get silvers. Every time we make silvers faster, we save a little bit more time on them and get back some of that time we lose getting them. It's really unclear about whether it actually is breaking even yet, but it's pretty close. There are also some optimizations in the end game that you can do with silvers. You can do Castle Tower faster. You can do GT faster by saving the magic refill. Never having to menu to Fire Rod is the big appeal of having silvers, because you're not using the Fire Rod on Lamolas. That was not the correct pixel for Buyer. He was 1 pixel too high on the bomb. He should have been fine there? I'm not sure. He's not, because he needs a heart to do basement clip.
I see.
It's pretty unfortunate.
Okay, Chex is in the middle of basement clip. Let's all wish him luck. He doesn't need luck, he just needs to get a bunch of one-frame stuff. Yeah. But...
Oh, that's not good!
No.
That's a reset.
Oh, that
okay, Chex doesn't reset, though. He just saves and quits. He will have to do this again later. But it is easier to do after you get the Cane of Samaria, so he's not going to go buy another potion and do it again. He'll come back later, after the Mire split. But that is about a 2 or 3 minute time loss, having to do that again. Okay, Aerie having a really nice one-hit KO Helmasaur fight. That's one of the dangerous parts of the run. One of the benefits of having silvers is you don't have to do that one-hit KO fight.
That's a good point.
And one of the benefits of doing basement clip route is you have Tempered Sword in that fight. You still have 5 hearts, though. You lose one of them if you do another basement clip.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, that's interesting. So why does Mr. Buyer set his index there? I never noticed that. Is that normally what you do for basement
He has
clip?
to drink the potion. And he has full magic.
Oh, okay.
So you might as well set your index doing that.
Does the... Okay, so that makes a lot of sense, but does, your index ever get used for anything later on?
It's used to normalize the Fate Clipper setup. You know exactly how many arrows to fire into the wall before you go in. If you mess up Fate Clippers, your run is basically dead. It's technically back-upable, but it makes... doing it the first try is much easier. If you do it the second try, the actual like staircase properties change, and you have to do a different clipper. Very nice gold for Airy. I'm actually not sure what splits he's on. I see hook shot, so he's actually going to get early hook in these splits. He has a 109.07 in this route. This is his actual PB. And it's very close to, I mean, I think this is like third place. So 108 for Louis, and then the 107 for Yuzuhara.
I think Doomtap has a 108 as well, so I think he's probably fourth.
Fourth place.
Let me go ahead and check. I have this like pulled up right here.
No, that sounds right. I forgot that Doomtap ran this after and did some Uncle Jump routes.
Yep.
Which saves a lot of time.
If anyone here hasn't really watched AD RMG before, first of all, welcome. Second of all, go watch, not now because we got a race going on, go watch Yuzuhara's world record in this. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's like so well done. I'm such a fan.
If you want to watch Yuzuhara next to all four of these runners, you can. Relkin is doing the Helmasaur fight. He actually has like a nice comfy heart to spare, but he was taking it very slow on phase 2 because he doesn't want to lose additional time taking a death to Helmasaur.
I thought Mr. Byer was like a little bit high for that boots clip, but I guess I'm wrong.
Did I miss Byer's basement clip?
Oh.
Apparently it was successful.
Yeah, it was successful. He got the death. Okay, he was doing something a little bit different than what I'm used to. Because
he took a death. That's to save the portal. Turns out you can take the death on the spikes because you haven't actually like defeated a boss in that room yet, so the spikes still damage you. There's silver arrows, the gold split, minus 48 on PB. So apparently having a really good, I mean, despite having the mishap in pod, missing the hammer jump, he's still ahead on his splits. This is not a PB for him that he's running against. He's running against his like fastest basement clip silvers. His PB is actually a couple minutes faster than this.
I see.
Might be like 3 minutes faster. So it's not like he's actually 40 seconds ahead, but he is 40 seconds ahead on this route.
Alright, so it looks like Chex is going to be the first person to get hook shot here. Yeah, so it looks like everybody has a different route. But I think everybody but Airy is getting a pretty early hook shot. And to do that, they clip from Hera to Swamp, and then do this, what Chex is doing right now. It's a splash deletion. So basically, he can swim in the water without having flippers at all, because you prevent the splash, like, sprite from spawning, and that's the way that the game checks if you have flippers or not when you're jumping into the water. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. And we use some weird properties of the staircase to get flipped through that wall too. So it allows us to actually get the hook shot. Airy is on his way. He actually has to get an extra key compared to Chex and Buyer because he has to also get Hera Basement. That's the big appeal of doing Basement Clip Route, is that you don't have to do Hera Basement or the Front of Desert. And when you don't do Hera Basement, you don't need both of these keys. You only need one of them for Swamp. So it multiplies the value of doing early hook. I would actually say that Airy is ahead in this race, because even though Chex is the first person to hook shot, he is in a massive debt for having to do Basement Clip later.
Yeah, definitely.
Relkin is also doing quite well. I mean, it's hard because he took an early lonk failure, but that's, in the grand scheme of things, not that huge a time loss compared to some of the other things that can happen in the run. He's also going to do the early hook shot route. It's going to be next. He has to do all the same key collections that Airy had to do, so he is squarely behind that runner at least. It's really hard to tell between the basement and non-basement runners. Total wild card where they are relative to Mr. Buyer, who also has silver arrows.
That's part of the fun of it.
It's like a rando race. You don't really know who's ahead until the end. except that you could know who's ahead if you thought hard enough about it.
So now we have Bayer and Aerie basically at the same place, but trying to accomplish two totally different things.
Aerie is doing early... Okay, no, he hasn't gotten his hook shot yet. Never mind. I was thinking he was doing the... I was thinking that he was doing the Moldorm fight. No, they are actually in the same place doing the same...
Shot.
Yep,
Okay.
This is a really nice race between Aerie and Mr. Bayer. Mr. Bayer is actually ahead of Aerie right now. But Aerie has like the faster speed, like raw speed, so he can make up time just by being Aerie. So it's hard to know.
Oh, so that, yeah, hammering there doesn't actually save time, I think. Also, like, I saw Chex lab this out.
Oh no!
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Aerie is hard resetting, and the reason he's doing that, it's not because he's resetting the run, it's because he's resetting the state of the rail clipping that you have to do in here. Because re-entering the room when it's already been flooded changes the property of the stairs. It's actually, like, makes more sense for him to do all of this again. He might not even be capable of getting the hook shot anymore. Although I think in this case I would back it up into the non-early hook route, which is still possible to do. It's just... I wouldn't know which one's faster, and it's really hard to reroute yourself when you have splits up already. Yeah, it also normalizes...
Did Aerie forget to set his index?
No, because it's 0 now. Hard resetting also normalizes the index. In fact, if you're ever in a situation where you're coming out of pod with fewer than 6 arrows, instead of having to farm arrows, you can just hard reset right before doing Hera, and then only need to fire 3 arrows into the wall instead of 6.
So now Mr. Bayer's in GT because I guess why not?
Oh yeah, this is his red mail collection. It's his signature move. He likes to go in here, get the big key and the red mail.
I love this. This is great. So Mr. Bayer might kind of be in the lead, sort of.
I think he's in the lead.
Changing, because he's the only person who hasn't made a major mistake yet.
Yeah, he's having a great run. His major mistake was in pod, missing hammer jump and having to do the loop around. That was like a minute time loss, which is less than the other time losses that they had. Aerie's time loss is massive and probably enough to make up for the execution difference between them. Chex as well, having to do basement clip later. Probably puts him about on par with Mr. Bayer. And then Relkin is still in the running for this. Relkin has only had the one major mistake in the first part of the game. Otherwise, he's having a great run. And now we can watch Relkin do his hook shot. So everyone's getting early hook in this one.
Oh, he also did he did a bomb clip there, which is different than everybody else.
That's an old school setup.
Yeah. I did that when I started on AD RMG, because I thought it was easier, but it turns out it's not too bad doing it the new way. I actually like it a lot. But I guess some of it's like probably preference.
Relkin does top rail.
Oh.
So, okay, top rail is what you do when you mess up fake clippers and have to re-enter it. Like, if Aerie knew how to do top rail, he actually would have saved like a minute on this reset. Because he would just be able to go back in and not have to collect the keys again. As long as he could farm up arrows, his arrow count may have been a problem as well. I think he had 7 going in, so he would have used all 6. He would only need 3 to redo it if he hard reset after saving and quitting, but he would still have to farm. Oh!
Chex is saying he learned today.
Here he misses the bomb. Yeah, Chex is actually just blazing through this part of the run. It's still in debt, but this part is going well for him at least. Everyone's in a little bit of debt now.
He's blazing through really fast, and he has the time to go and chat and talk shit.
Yeah.
He's not actually talking shit because he's too nice, but that just shows a level of confidence that I feel like I don't necessarily see from the other runners.
He's also commenting on the other runners, like telling us that Rel can just learn top rail.
Yeah, that's what I meant by talking shit.
He's our third commentator, and he's running this race. Just triple duty.
I love when the runners do my job for me.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, only in speedrunning races where you can actually watch the restream and chat in it. It's one of my favorite things about speedrunning races is that you can watch the restream. Even though it's usually a distraction. I think Mr. Beyer is supposed to have gone on that right entrance to Thieves Town instead of from below. I think it's a little faster to go that way.
Probably, yeah. So they can't see the splits, right? I don't know why I always forget, but they can't.
Yeah, they can't see the splits. Mr. Beyer is still like almost a minute ahead of his 1:17 time in this category. Just again, not a PB.
What's his actual PB?
It's like a 1:14, some sort, and it's in at least one of his early hook routes. I don't think he has a PB in silver in any basement clip route yet. Maybe he does. I'm not sure.
Do you think he could get a PB with this route, or is this like more of a meme thing?
Oh, he could totally PB in this. This is almost optimal. I think the silvers are the only. The red meal is a little bit not optimal as well. That's almost certainly losing him more time than silvers. But he got hit by an enemy there and like barely took damage, so it's really good for races. I mean, this Hellway would have put him on 1 heart, I think, if he was on green mail.
Okay, yeah, I can see the value in that actually, especially in a race setting. Tiny hop from Airy. Wait, what are you? Are you commenting on like Kiki hops? What?
I'm trying to think of what I think what we're looking at is when they do the Thieves Town descent, and when they jump off the staircase, you can get a big hop that puts you past the bush if you do it in like a pixel perfect fashion. Saves a little time. If you just do it normally, you won't. You'll have to walk around the bush.
Mr. Beyer says his most recent PB is in basement silvers.
Oh, okay. Isn't that this category, or does he just not get red mail? It must be the red mail that's different. Mr. Beyer has like 10 sets of splits that he runs, and it's very confusing. It would be hard for him to PB in this run because of the pod issue that he had. And I'm assuming his basement silvers run is like very good. His 1:14 is pretty good.
So it looks like we're seeing a lot of Thieves Town on the screen.
Relkin got some kind of phantom input that sucked him through that door, I think.
Airy gets the pixel, but he gets completely blocked by one of the Gibbos? The Gibbos. Not the Gibbos, the Gibbos. The Patrick Stars. I'll just call them that.
I think it's
Fighter Sword Blind is like shockingly... It takes a little bit of getting used to because you don't have the range of like Tempered Sword, for example. It's a little bit awkward.
Easy if you're not like already doing a super optimized blind. And you're used to sometimes being on Fighter Sword, like you play a lot of rando, you're probably already playing as if you had Fighter Sword all the time. But if you're used to running NMG, it can be very tricky.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, okay.
Okay,
Airy
so
swinging wide. That was a bad RNG.
At what point is Chex going to go and do basement route? Or
He's going to do it after Meyer and Desert. So he gets Meyer Desert hookshot. Sorry, Meyer Desert Ice Rod, and then he goes to Pod. And the reason is because he wants to have Cane of Samaria for that. Cane of Samaria allows him to get that door, like that staircase-based spin speed that you need. And instead of needing a second bottle, for example.
That makes sense. By second bottle, you mean like getting another potion, right? Or would you need a... Okay.
No, just another potion. And there's no easy ways to get potions because you don't have the flute.
That's right, yeah. Looks like Ralphin's going for Top Rock Frog Talk.
Well, this is Frog Door, which is a little different.
True, yeah, Frog Door. Which is the name of the frog and not, it doesn't have anything to do with frogs or doors. It's just, he's just called Frog Door, completely independently of anything. I won't, if anyone feels differently about that, I won't hear them out.
Well, Mr. Byer does not Frog Door. He does the double quick warp setup, which is, I think, about 40 frames slower than Frog Door.
Interesting. I thought he was setting up for Frog Door.
No, you'll see he dashes into this portal. That's for the quick warp. So he gets quick warp both times.
I think I might have meant Relkin, because I think Relkin actually did that.
Yeah, Relkin did do Frog Door.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant then. Sorry, they're like right next to each other.
Yeah.
I got a little confused.
You can tell which one's Mr. Byer because he's red and purple.
That's a good point. That's definitely something to consider.
The Chucks is doing something we call Meyer Super Jump. He has to clip down here to get a bad camera on purpose. And that lets him jump off the mountain in a way that sends him all the way to the bottom of the map. It's the fastest way to get to Meyer from Ether Tablet.
Yes, the reason we need to do something this roundabout is that it's just really hard to get into Meyer like the normal, just get in there in Meyer state without doing something kind of drastic. So as we can see, it's about to get really weird.
Oh, the bonk! This is why I do one dash C house. If you're gonna do C house with 2 dashes, the second dash should be a Muffin's dash. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I think 7-C house is the way to go.
That also is
I've never done it
definitely
before, but I did.
Oh, that is... What is happening with the statue? I think the problem with the statue is you can actually not be next to it and still get into like that grabbing state and then pull and you don't actually pull the statue. It's like you're grabbing it with your fingertips and you just can't get a grip on it.
Mr. Byer's hands are just too oily.
Sweaty gamer hands. You don't keep a damp rag with you when you're in a tournament race?
Yeah, I gotta bring the sweat towel.
The gamer rag.
I played a Melee tournament set against a guy who had a gamer towel, and he tried to like get me banned for mid-set coaching because my friends were cheering for me. That guy was kind of the worst. So
that was the worst.
If you bring a gamer towel, I'm gonna judge you.
I will admit to having used gamer towels in the past.
No, I think it's fine. People's hands get sweaty, you get nervous. Mom spaghetti, totally understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, yeah, I knew disaster was about to strike.
That room is very particular. You have to you want to dash out of the door on grid, so you don't move out of the door before dashing. And then you have to menu early enough that you don't bonk. And then you have to read where you are when you come out of the menu to see whether you should cancel cardinal or diagonal.
Yep.
But you can if you just menu too late, then you bonk, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Wait, can you cancel cardinal there?
Yeah, if you sure, if you dash far enough, you cancel up instead of up left. That's what the menu is for. It's to read where you are.
For some reason, I thought you meant cardinal left. Oh no, Aerie.
Aerie's having issues with some... Oh gosh.
Oh, he does the...
Moldorm.
Okay, he does the hover. Yeah, that was scary.
That Moldorm was very scary. He does at least have a bomb, but he seems to want to keep the bomb enough to think it's worth hovering. So Chex is doing... This is going to be a 6-heart Vitreous if he doesn't take any damage, which is really what you want to see. Because you can do the normal Vitreous strat if you have 6 hearts. If you have 5 hearts, you have to do a much tighter version that's more dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here you're setting up Spooky. If you're used to RMG, it's going to be a little bit of a different type of Spooky than what you're used to because the altitude variable is set to a different value. So in this room, for example, you have to do something slightly different. Like you don't fire out the spike there.
You can fire rod the spike.
Okay.
Yeah, you just don't spooky it. But what Chex did was optimal.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can like run up and fire rod it if you don't know the item dash or you miss the item dash. Okay, let's see. Eerie. Oh, Jesus. Okay. He's good. He's good.
And spins right out of that.
I'm assuming Buyer had just like a really comfy red mail moth. Spikes can still get you, but moth itself basically does no damage.
It was he had a moth for sure.
I'll say it was.
It got kind of deep into the spikes, but I believed the whole time.
And Chex had a very tight Vitreous. Would have died if he was on 5 hearts, but also probably would have just done the fight differently and not died. He knows exactly how much damage he can take in this fight. He can save arrows by like slashing eyeballs. Some people will do that if they have extra health. I don't think Chex had enough extra health to do that. Relkin following along with the same route to Meyer. This is that super jump again. Chex's next move is to do ice. Well, sorry, it's desert and then ice. But he doesn't have to do the front of desert because that pod big key he got gave him the desert big key. It's the other major time save of basement clip route.
Mm-hmm.
Fire's been maintaining a pretty good pace. Like, he hasn't really been losing that much time. They go a little second here or there, but it's still in the, 40s range. Going into Meyer. He has 30 arrows, too. How does he have 30 arrows? That's like all the arrows he needs for the rest of the run. He has silvers, so he's not going to use that many.
Mm-hmm.
He'll use like 3 on Landmo, 11 on Vitreous.
Like, he's been saving up.
6 on... Oh, he's already done Ice Armos. He's not even going to use those. He'll use a few in Ganon's Tower and a few on Ganon.
Why is Chex in the green?
Why is Chex in the green? It's because he, is in debt. He'll go back in the red and pod.
That makes sense, yeah. Alright, finishes up Landmo's pretty well.
He kind of probably split as if he had completed basement clip successfully.
That makes sense, yeah. Oh, we see the same kind of ether or Meyer opening.
Yeah, it's the slow scroll. You want the fast scroll, it saves 12 frames. And the slow scroll saves 7 frames. It makes the iris transition a little faster.
Gotcha. It just looks so cool every time.
It looks really cool with ether. It's kind of lame with the other medallions, though. You don't get that Wrath of Zeus effect.
Yeah.
Alright, this part that Chex is doing is a little dangerous. He has to get this without moving right in any way. He can get hit by the bomb, that's okay. It's actually impossible for the bomb to trigger the transition. But the bomb could, like, if he, like, hits it in the wrong direction, then he, like, can't actually enter Ice Rod Cave. Ooh, fast scroll for Aerie. Let's go.
Oh, he missed Ether? He had to do it again?
Did he? No,
I think he stopped and then had to do it again.
Oh, you're right. He's missing magic. Wow, I hope that's not an issue. I guess it's fine because he gets the magic in the room before the big key.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. He just needs enough magic for Meyer too, right?
Yeah, it's a problem in Rando where you have to do like the torches before the Meyer torches, but in Vanilla you don't have to do those.
Gotcha.
He is using all his magic here. He won't be able to fire out the Bari if it gets him the bad RNG. Not sure where he lost health there, but he got it back. The hearts that the Wizrobes dropped.
I feel like it must have been... What else did he do in the split before he got to I think it must have been before the dungeon.
It would be Dead Rocks, most likely.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything else that even can damage you. So this is the second basement clip. Chex is doing this time. He's going to do something called lamp controlled Samaria bounce.
Oh, he said it was for Katie.
It lets him pick up an invisible block, which will despawn. I think he didn't get spin speed. He has to do a slot 0 Samaria and then pick up this invisible block, and then the fact that the Samaria bounces is what allows it to despawn, so he can then move normally afterward while having spin speed. So if you missed the basement clip the first time when Bayer did it, you can watch Chex do it now. And this sucks, but the nice thing about Samaria is you can just keep trying until you run out of magic.
That just looks so cool to watch.
Ralphin has like a very comfy amount of hearts going into Vidi, but he gets the scary RNG and swings wide. He's probably gonna miss a 0 cycle now. Yeah, but that's okay. Well, it's okay.
Oh, he's fine. Yeah.
I think he maybe got a little bit scared there. He also didn't have enough arrows to really clean up the fight.
Mm-hmm. But he recognized that he ran out of arrows pretty fast. He didn't get like the text
dry
box
fire.
Bow. He didn't get any of that. He immediately started.
I think you get a text box. Do you?
A sword.
You don't get a text box, right?
I feel like you do. No, you probably don't. You're right. Why did I think you do? I'm thinking of like when you don't have magic for lamp.
Yeah, any magic item will give you that. What's your magic meter? But there's no watch or quiver.
And it makes the same sound, so I guess that's why it
does make the same sound. It also puts you in an animation. So you can use it for things like basement clip instead of the hammer. Like if you're in rando and you're skipping the hammer, you can use like a dry fired bow instead.
Oh, interesting. All right, come on, Chex, you can do it. I believe.
Come on, Chex.
Hammer that rail. Oh, he's got it?
Did it. Yep, that's correct.
Let's go.
This is good. He still has to like do pod again though, because he actually has to go back in and kill Helmasaur. World record does 2 basement clips, by the way, but the second one is to save a tiny bit of time going to Helmasaur, which most runners would not actually save time doing that. You have to be very good at it.
Yuzihara is a madman. He did 4 successful hovers in that run. That's insane.
Oh yeah, he does this Meyer hover that saves health. It avoids the spike chest. And it's like a sword out hover, so it's pretty fast.
He did the Skull Woods hover. The Skull Woods bomb jump hover.
Isn't that slower than doing Skull EBJ?
I don't know why he did it. Maybe it was to show off.
He probably did it because he's comfortable with it. Like Skull EBJ isn't easy. But the hover seems risky because of the multiplims. It's out of your control a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be also to save a bomb or something. I'm not really entirely sure. I just, I didn't really think too hard about it.
Alright, watching out for checks, making sure he's actually fixing his world before going in. And also not just going to Helma in cave state, which is something, like, it's impossible to remember which way to go in pod when you're doing it 10 different ways in different categories. Oh, it's even?
Interesting.
An archery contest.
All right, so I'm
Is it
gonna
still an
officially
archery
say
contest?
that it was to show off. I love the Samaria like break to activate the switch there in pod that Chex did.
It's still an archery contest, though. You can still miss.
True, yeah.
It does save a little time on that switch. It's kind of funny how you still have low health going into Helma even this late in the game. Just by virtue of the fact that you are starting from a save and quit and also damaging yourself getting in. And then if you're doing a second basement clip, you're also damaging yourself doing that. The like world record will get in with like four hearts. But it is still easier because you have the sword. Alright, very nice silvers landmo for Buyer. It's one of the benefits of having silvers. You can have a slightly faster landmo 1 and landmo 2. Saves more time in landmo 2 because of the fact that you don't have to menu to fire rod. You can just stay on bow the whole time. You menu to lamp afterward. And then you don't do any fire rods in the tower. I'm assuming he knows that. And okay, Relkin doing his dangerous ice rod. And Buyer too. I'm now looking at Buyer and Relkin and seeing who's ahead because Buyer has to go back and kill Helmsaur. Relkin has to do GT basement.
I feel like GT basement is a little bit faster. How long is it going to take him to like go back and kill Helmsaur, do you think?
It's like a Helma death plus whatever it takes to do this clip. Because it's just like go moding pod, going straight to the boss. And then of course, Buyer also will save time in Ganon. Relkin, okay, he's remembering how to do this. That's good. Okay. Sometimes stopping and thinking is the correct play. So that menu that Relkin did there, I'm assuming he's doing that on purpose. It's a menu buffer. If he had dashed a little higher before menuing, he could have actually done a walk laser skip coming out of the menu. It's very smooth. But he menued too early and had to back it up into a dash laser skip. He's also on 1 heart. It's a little scary. If you want to save a heart here, you can spin your sword. The cost of 30 frames. But most of the stuff in here does like 4 hearts of damage. Probably not going to actually use that heart. You might get hit by these little like bugs that come out of this wall if you mess up Crystal Roller Room. Okay, another nice mirror wrap for Chex. Notice that Chex and Relkin are doing... I guess everyone's doing this. Everybody is doing Turtle Rock early because it's on the way to flippers in this route, so you have to do it before Swamp and Ice.
I like how Ari was he was boots clipping into like Hera clip basically, and he got hit by a boulder and he like it just didn't phase him at all and he kept going. Normally when that happens,
keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
If a boulder doesn't knock you off course, you can just keep going. But if it knocks you off course, it's super annoying. Oh, okay. Well, Buyer's gonna have a really comfy Helmsaur fight with 6 hearts and red mail.
And silvers.
Sure. He has 6 hearts because the bomb didn't damage him. If the bomb that he used to clip in only did a 1/4 heart.
I see.
Oh yeah, he has silvers. He probably won't use them. I don't think it's worth menuing.
Oh, true. Yeah, he's also got like tempered sword.
You just slash. He's not even getting spin speed. It's not worth it. See how you can just tank damage?
I'm starting to see the value in early silvers and red mail.
Silvers are really good in this category. It's the best safety, in my opinion. Besides, like, doing a different route. Like, an entirely different route. Okay, let's look at Relkin's try next, because he is in a little danger, but he should be able to pull this off, because it's just the RMG fight.
He's standing really far back.
He's a little bit scared because Homo is really low. Or, sorry, Trinex is really low. He doesn't expect to actually get the double spin and survive. I think that's the correct thing to do.
Okay. I guess I can see that.
So, taking stock, we have Chex just a little bit behind Relkin. And they're even now in progression. Chex has paid off his debt. And I don't think he has any more benefits to gain from the basement clip route either. Bayer is behind all of TR, but ahead all of GT Basement and having silvers for Ganon. And Aerie is about where Chex is. I think they are also in complete parity. We have a race.
We definitely have a race after all that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Poke Dash. It wouldn't have made sense for Relkin to do that because he was low on health. The Poke Dash strat saves magic, which saves time in the refill at the end. Aerie does this, like, double Poke Dash strat. He only uses 2 rod shots total. It's like 17 frames per shot that you don't do on the refill, assuming that you have enough hearts to not just get heart refill instead. Relkin is... What happened to Relkin? Why is he doing this version of Zora's Domain? Did he miss, like, Louis Hop or something? Oh, that was a little scary. He saved quit. Did he save quit after attempting Louis Hop and soft locking, or did he just, like, save quit out of TR? It's a pretty big time loss. Because, like, how did he get there? Because he didn't have the flute, so he didn't flute to 8.
Maybe he went from Link's house?
All the way down, dang.
I think so, yeah.
That is...
I remember him going through, like, that zip code.
I'm not sure Relkin knows how to do this, but probably the fastest way is... Well, there's something called, like, Ice Rod from Link's house. I don't know what it's called, but it's, like, a funny auto-swim thing you can do. If you don't know that, you can do the swim clip. So you, like, fake flipper to hobo, and then you do the swim clip to Ice Rod like we do in Randomizer. Relkin's a little bit ahead of Chex getting flippers. And Chex is a little bit ahead of Aerie getting flippers. And Bayer is a wild card. I have no idea where he stands in this race. I like how he decided that the fairy didn't matter. It really doesn't. He's on red mail. He's not going to save enough time in refill because he's going to be consuming magic for Trinex.
Okay, so if he got red mail, no, I guess he can get red mail and not mess up the Ganon bats. So he's probably getting, like, RMG bats then.
Oh, well, he is not getting RMG bats. He did the Armos fight far too early for that to matter at all. Argus will actually set a new variable.
Oh, true, yeah.
Argus does a spinny thing with its puffs that sets the variable. And I think that's the last place where the variable's set in this route, if you've done Ice Armos already. But also, it doesn't matter because he has red mail. You can just get any bats you want. You have full health coming out of Act 1. There's nothing that can get you in Ganon except like missing 1-1 or falling.
That's true, yeah.
Most of his time save is going to be in how good is your Silvers fight. If you can get the triple, if you get good warps to set up a good fight in Phase 4. And then, of course, the like usual NMG time saves of like getting 1-1 and getting warps that are in your favor.
It looks like Bayer's about to play the game as intended.
Actually, I would say though, from experience, you can get red mail and keep your variable if you want. I used to do it in any percent RMG, but it's hard to get red mail and also get the arrows. It's still possible, but it's very tight. You have to have good movement. Fire just doesn't know it. He's a rando player. Rando players don't care about the bats. They're used to having weird bats all the time.
That's true, yeah. It's not going to phase them at all.
Especially glitch rando players who are doing GT at random times rather than always at the end. Very nice diver down for Airy. It's one of those glitches that's allowed in all dungeons and not in NMG.
Beautiful zero cycle from Ralkin. At least I'm like almost positive that was a zero cycle and not an early one cycle. Yeah. An early dry one cycle.
You'll notice he also doesn't go for the Fire Rod quick kill. It's not actually faster in this category because the menu off of hookshot and then back onto hookshot to go to ice is actually slower than just doing 2 spins.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
Which is why I never learned it. That's my excuse. Airy also gets a zero cycle. Very nice. I'm not sure. I didn't see the Felp on Chucks' side.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
Three people in the Swamp Crystal cutscene. Bayer exactly 1 dungeon behind. And now he's not even displaying a pace. I don't know if he actually has like any splits past this. I mean, he has a PB in this split, so he must have something.
I think he just didn't split a TR because he forgot to or something.
Well, it's pod where it... Yeah. Maybe his pod actually misses basement clip in the PB. I'm not sure.
Oh, it could be, could be.
In which case, he'd be very ahead.
Alright, now we're getting ice from 3 of the runners. There's a place where you can hard lock here, is that right?
Yeah, if you go up too high on the screen where it's broken before transitioning over,
yeah, the one
you can hard lock.
Right?
But you can also transition really low and be fine. Like it doesn't have to be dangerous.
That's fair.
I hardly ever see anyone hard lock.
Kind of,
I like never see people hard lock there. In fact, I've seen more people hard lock right before that, just doing the clip wrong before mirror wrapping.
That's fair.
If you clip through that corner too high, you can land on the transition in a way that hard locks you when you move. It's very subtle. You have to recognize it, and it's happened to a lot of people who are like trying to go really fast. Like people who have like really good times in this category have all done it.
I like all the sword slashes Airy was doing for timing purposes. He did one in for the bomb clip in ice lobby, like ice entrance, and then also for timing a dash in bombable floor. Thought it was pretty well done, like well thought out.
That's pretty cool. Never seen it in bombable floor before.
I haven't either. Yeah, I've seen the one in the entrance before.
I always just stutter step that one. You don't have to slow down that much, but the slash makes it. Maybe it's like more optimal. Like slash might be like the fastest amount you can stutter step. I might be losing time to my stutter steps.
I think normalized movement like that is pretty cool. Just in general.
Falcon has a perfect single poke dash. Cold stare. That's what you want to see. I don't think Bayer goes for We'll see. Nah, he goes for it. Okay, but he
Oh,
misses.
okay. Oh, he
Nope.
immediately backs it up. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually gonna get the 0, but he's not gonna get a slow either. It's just gonna be like the amount. This is the time that you normally get from not going for 0 cycle, so he doesn't lose any time. Oh, checks.
Definitely, yeah.
Sorry, Aerie has to chase down a puff.
Still definitely worth going for that. Good stuff from everybody. I actually didn't see Chex's fight, but I assume it was fast.
Ice Palace is like the easiest split if you're familiar and comfortable with glitches, and like the hardest split if you're not. It's just glitch after glitch after glitch, but the actual dungeon is easy. And the boss is like you're on full health in the boss. Unless you take 1 spike damage. Alright. Some more crystals happening at the same time, except Byers is a different crystal.
I think, I mean, yeah, he's behind like a whole ice palace, which is about like according to his splits, it looks like it's about 3.5 minutes,
I
which
still
I think is a little bit longer than what GT basement.
But he
takes,
saves
right?
time, and he saves time in the Ganon fight. He's still on par with the other players. Relkin is in the lead of the three.
It's actually shockingly close if you put it like that. Yeah, I forgot about the Ganon time save.
Then it depends on how optimal he goes in the climb too. Like you can do some things in the climb that make it faster with silvers, as I explained earlier. They involve things like not having to menu to fire rod, and doing the Aga Tower with silvers makes some of those rooms faster or easier. I think it would be really funny if Mr. Byer got blue mail and downgraded himself. Sounds like something I would do. Max mails. Which is unfortunately still 3.
Malmo, the blue mail enthusiast.
I am a fan of blue mail. But that's because I do ice earlier than they do. It has a little bit more benefit. I also just really like having hookshot out in ice, and blue mail is an excuse to do that. Now that I can see, like, Relkin in GT, it's giving me a better sense of how far ahead they are from each other. It's still not perfect because of the Ganon time save that Byer will have, but it's... like, Relkin will be out of GT basement before Byer is out of ice. So he has to do the crystal cutscene. I would definitely put Relkin ahead of Byer now. Oh, he gets the arrows? Let's go.
Nice.
Byer is, by the way, on a minute pace again on this route. Oh, this is 1:16 pace for him. Checks.
Which definitely isn't a PB for him, but I guess a PB for the red mail route.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Checks and Aerie both not going for the arrows. Aerie really doesn't need them at all. Checks can just get the chest.
Aerie the Terminator is coming from right behind them, just about to, I don't know, threatening to catch up. I hope these runners are prepared. Ooh, good backup on Cannonball Z for checks.
PT climb is, by the way, like, it's dangerous because you start from a save and quit and usually you don't do the heal unless you want. It's a pretty big time cost to do the heal. So you're climbing GT with lower health than usual. Even Mr. Buyer and Red Mail, like most of the stuff in there is going to do a full heart anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why a lot of people do like a backup strat for saving on health in that one spike room.
This is a heck of a race. Look at with Chex and Airy.
Oh, they're room for room.
Completely synced transitions going into Lambo 2. It's really going to come down to this like short hop that Airy got, losing a cycle.
If I was Foxlisk, I would have commented on the lack of a pot slide there on Ralkin's screen, but I'm not Foxlisk, so. But that does save a little bit of time if you do a pot slide to the right on like the top pot in Torches 1, or sorry, to the left, from the right to the left. Oh, Airy does it a little bit.
By the way, there's an elephant in the room here. We haven't actually done AGA 1 yet. Everybody knows that AGA 1 is fair and balanced.
Oh. That's
so
a good point.
All this talk about leads could just fall apart when somebody just gets more blue balls than the other player. I do think that Mr. Buyer is behind everyone now, but not by that much. And it's enough that he can get it back with blue balls.
Blue balls in addition to Ganon. He could probably save, like, optimally. He's also less dependent on good Phase 4 Ganon RNG. So he can get, like, a 120 or something.
I think Phase 4 RNG is actually a bigger deal in the Silvers fight than it is in the Silverless. It's like you can get a triple. Phase 4 can also just completely fall apart if you get like really bad RNG. If he just goes from corner to corner every time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Some of that is skill issue. I think you can usually manipulate the torches to prevent that. Make sure that he actually gets frozen in the middle of the room instead of in the corner.
I mean, getting like a blue Ganon, for example, in Silverless, like wastes a ton of time.
It does.
Unless you go for like a blue spin and get it successfully
and there are
plus L plus ratio, but.
There'll be more opportunities to lose time in the Silverless just because it's a longer fight.
Yeah, I think that's part of it as well.
Okay, not going for the quick warp. Quick warp here is annoying. You have to like kiss the pit, and if you're too high, you will get zapped coming out and lose time. Oh, the fairy. The fairy saves more time if you also get the magic, which... I'm trying to think of how that can happen. I guess you kill one of these Helmosaurs and it drops a heart.
I mean, you go through all of TR, right? Why would the prize packs not be like...
Well, you save and quit. Yeah, it's reset every time you save and quit. But
oh, right, yeah, because save and quits, yeah, reset the prize packs.
It makes me wonder if it's beneficial to get the Helma key in the climb. The reason is because you can get the Helma key and kill the other Helma and maybe get a heart drop. And then cycle the prize packs to get the magic and the fairy and save a ton of refill frames. I don't know, that's probably just not good enough odds to actually matter.
I could see that having value.
Like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just get the magic and the old man heal, but no. It's just a thought.
I can see that. I mean, like, getting, like, Helma Key is just optimal anyway, so I can see that saving a little bit of time on top of that.
Okay, everybody is going into Circle of Pots, doing special strats. Chex and Aerie did different things. Chex does this slash strat where he like actually goes left and then walks through the pots to get the key. Because you don't have a boomerang or hook shot out when you're doing this. Unless you're Relkin. Relkin has the hook shot out. That's one of the options. Fire will also be doing something different because he has the bow out. Aerie did something with the fire rod coming from the right, which looks pretty fast.
Have we gotten any blue balls on Relkin's side yet?
Oh, I have not been watching Relkin. Sorry.
I think he just started. I don't think he's gotten any blue balls yet.
I don't think he has either.
Okay, now
Okay, you only have to watch the end of the fight to know how many blue balls it is.
That's a good point. One on Chex's end. This is going to be tight. This is a crazy AD race.
Yeah, I'm not going to count three of these. Okay, I think it was just one for Relkin. Chex also gets one, according to him. Thanks for counting for me, because I certainly wasn't.
I think Aerie's at one as well.
Relkin is... Sorry, Bayer is not getting the full benefit of the silvers in that room. Let's see what he does in Circle of Pots. He does... Oh. It's hard to tell what... It looks like he's going for the same strat Chex did, but he got hit. So... kind of threw him off a little bit. Aerie is balling. I don't know. Every time I look at him, he's getting a blue ball.
Decidedly not one. Alright, so it looks like... Oh! Yeah, Bayer has a hell of a time on the walkway there. Do I curse the runners now? Yeah, it looks like Relkin's probably going to win this, barring... Okay, yeah, he's pretty far ahead, I think.
As long as he doesn't miss torch
glitch. Amount of warps to, like, for Chex to take the lead. It's like, it's really close, but also it's not close enough for warps to decide it, probably.
You know what this is, though? This is if Bayer hadn't had the disaster in pod, he would be, like, in Ganon with these runners. The route holds up.
Well, everybody else had a disaster as well.
And all three of these runners are 123 or 124 or better for NMG, except Mr. Bayer. So like he's kind of running from behind and just in like the NMG experience. And
a rocket goes for a cape spin, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry, what were you?
Sorry, I'm watching 3 Ganon fights. I wanted to make sure that Aerie got the, you know, the phase 1 and 2 locked in before I said anything. But okay, I can count for Mr. Bayer too. He's a blue ball already. Not great. Oh, a null warp.
I think one more for Relkin. Yeah. Okay.
It's also a blue ball, so it's just still lost time.
Alright, GG to Relkin. Let's see what he gets. Somewhere in the 113. 113.06.
Okay, I think it was just two blue balls for Fire.
Which is crazy good considering his like long failure at the very beginning, but
yes.
It just goes to show. Finish your runs.
Finish your runs. Everyone's gonna have disasters in an all dungeons race. That's just how it goes. I think actually Bayer had the fewest. Bayer and Aerie and Relkin had one disaster each. Aerie had like that fall at Hera, which was his biggest disaster, and then he had to redo the hook shot. So it's actually incredible that he's still getting this fast. Like he's still ahead of Mr. Bayer.
He had
having to redo an entire split.
He had a teeny oopsie daisy there because he got a cape spin, but that makes it so that the next torch cycle is like harder to hit. So he fire routed a little bit early and missed a spin. Doesn't matter. It didn't change the outcome of the race, but it's just like an interesting thing to point out. But yeah, so Chex gets according to his splits, 113.33. Aerie gets a 114.09. So really solid times from all of these runners. Mr. Byers on pace for, I believe, a low 115, maybe a high 114.
Yeah, despite being last in this race, he is actually like really killing it on these splits.
Crazy that like this entire race is going to be, like every runner is going to be within almost a minute of each other.
He's going to beat my PB with this time, I think. I mean, he's definitely going to beat my PB because I'm 15.
Yeah. All four of them are like solidly beating my PB. I think I missed GT clip like 4 times in a row in my PBs, so and I got the old man kisses every time. But yeah, definitely still like really impressive stuff.
Oh, Byard tried to get Torch Glitch to freeze Gan in the middle, but I could see his input getting eaten. But that's okay. He still gets a double into a 1. Finishes. With a mid
almost dashed off the edge there, but he caught himself.
He knows what he's doing there.
He does. I've been traumatized by this.
I know you are always watching for that bridge.
Yeah.
It only has to happen to you. It happened to me in a race like last weekend.
I did see that, yeah. It felt kind of cathartic seeing it happen to someone
Thankfully,
else.
I was already being completely destroyed in that race, so it didn't matter. I was actually just like not looking at my screen.
So congratulations to all the runners. GG's all around.
Sub 116s and 0 forfeits across the board. That's what we like to see.
Absolutely beautiful stuff from very good showing from this AD race. We also have Relkin and Ari in the comms booth. How's it going? Who said you could be here?
Who
let you?
It was Golden Devil 1711.
Oh, okay. I'll have to speak. No, I'm kidding.
Speak to your manager about this.
So how do you both feel about the race?
Lots of good and one big bad, but yeah, it took a bit to recover from that mistake in Hera. But like come mid game, I felt like I was really picking up the pace again, so I'm pretty happy with how I played overall.
Oh, we're getting a little feedback from you, Checks, but welcome on in.
GG.
GG's.
GG checks.
That was pretty wild.
It was
definitely.
It was really fun to kind of follow the restream and just like see everybody coming like closer and closer together. It was a really cool race to watch, as well as play.
Was it
It's definitely been like my favorite AD race to watch for sure.
Was it like all 4 player restream?
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
Everybody at the same time. Yeah, and you were all really close to each other. You were all like in GT at the same time. Basically within like by the end of it, within a dungeon of each other. Despite the route differences, despite like everybody messing up in like different ways. So it's cool how you all converged.
Chex and Ari were like frame for frame going into Lambo 2.
Yep.
Oh wow.
This was my best run, other than assuming basement clip was successful. So this is probably my first 113 with a failed basement clip.
Yeah, that's amazing though. Very nice.
Yeah, GG's.
Welcome on in, Mr. Buyer.
Yeah. I saw how close it was in the restream. That must have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for handicapping yourself so I have a chance in this race.
Oh.
I kind of outmatched here, but
I think you had like a little bit of an oopsie daisy at some point as well. So, but yeah, I mean, really solid stuff from everybody. So who was watching the restream? I know Ari and Shex were because you were both commenting in chat. I think you were too, Mr. Meyer. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, good stuff on you, by the way, Relkin, for because you were the first person to mess up, right? You messed up long, but you powered through and ended up winning.
My run was in shambles immediately. I was just so flustered.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something about not jump saving and quitting.
Yeah, so whenever I messed up the initial long state setup, I just like hard reset for no reason when I could just, walked in the door, try again. So I just, losing my mind a little bit early game, and yeah.
Did you start your splits over?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because he reset to Uncle, right?
Yeah.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. And then also after Turtle Rock, I forgot to do Louis Hop to go get flippers, and so I, lost my mind there. So well, I guess I'm just dashing down to South Shore. I don't know what else to do here.
Yeah, that was a little bit confusing because I saw that and it didn't register in my mind that at least at that point that you missed out on Louis Hop. And then Melma pointed it out as well. She was like, "Wait a second, why is Relkin here? How did he get there?"
These are all really good questions you were asking.
I heard Relkin did the top rail clip, which you learned today.
I did learn today, yes. I don't know, I just kept getting frustrated with my, trying to tighten the menu buffer on the stairs. So I just tried the top rail clip. And it looked like you just have to do the up tap multiple times. And that's about it, though.
Is it?
That sounds like lobby fake
flippers. Is it same or faster, or?
Louis does it in his run, and so it actually might be slightly faster if you can pull it off fast enough.
Gotcha.
It just, I guess it's a tad bit safer than the trying to make sure you menu at the right time on the stairs.
Or the diagonal.
After that part though, it's harder to do than the stair one.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah, I forgot to set the index during Hera Torches, so I was in complete shambles. I kind of autopiloted because, I don't know, I was feeling really good, but that also means that I stopped thinking about what to do next. So all the slight differences between categories kind of get mixed up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
At least you got to Palace of Darkness and you knew where to go.
Yeah, true. That
tends to be a hard one.
Yeah. Yeah, the start was really, really good. Considering I don't do Uncle Jump yet, I guess. This is still faster than Louis' run after Pod and Harrow Castle, so that feels really good. But yeah, just can't have disasters happen. But still catching golds here and there, so really can't complain.
Yeah, definitely. I see yet another Palace of Darkness gold over there on your screen.
Yeah.
This is a good time to plug something that's going to happen in your area, that you might have something maybe going on for ESA. Yeah,
I submitted this for ESA, so I really hope to be able to showcase a really good run there. There's also a marathon that Nilsson Alex organized that's at the end of this month that will have both 80 RMG by me and 100% NMG by Humbug. So there's some more Link to the Past going on there. So yeah, hopefully some good showcases for marathons coming up.
You'll love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good reason to kind of get a kick in the ass and learn the new routes. And it's actually been a lot of fun learning the new start and kind of figuring out what works best with all the different routes. Yeah, so far I feel that this route is more consistent. But if you do the new start with the old route, so you still do Mega Mire and all that, then I think that has the higher top end. That's kind of my current finding, so I'll see which one I push more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, really hoping, I really hope that ESA accepts you for that run. Do you know when you'll find out when you get in, if you get in?
I think the first things get picked at May 19th or something, and then the full schedule is out 2 weeks later.
Gotcha, okay. So we'll find out then. Yeah, I think, I forget what I was going to say. But yeah, really good stuff from all of you. This is definitely like my favorite AD race that I've seen. Literally everybody finished and within like such a small margin of each other. It's pretty crazy. Any final things any of you all want to add or plug?
Thanks everybody for showing up and racing, and thanks to Mama Miowski for coming. It's always super fun to listen to. It's just a shame that it means that you're not racing along with us, but it is really nice to listen to.
Well, it's because I haven't speedrun in like 2 years. It has nothing to do with being on comms.
Yeah, I wasn't really like prepped for the race anyway, so but I did want to contribute some way. So, being able to comm was a nice way for me to do that. So I'm glad that I got the opportunity to do this.
Yeah, thanks for the restream and talking. I try my best to make these every time they happen. So, and it's also a learning experience for me since I'm still really unfamiliar with I think in the grand scheme of things, I'm still very unfamiliar with a lot of this tech. And so learning it is still fun, and trying to speedrun at the same time. It's a little frustrating at times with the punishment of some of these tricks, but I'm still enjoying the learning.
Yeah, I have to say it's been a real treat seeing you and Ari learn like a lot of the new tricks, and just seeing you're both like just picking it up so fucking or so fast. I don't know, it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I mean, there's been so much help from the community as well, and everybody's been really supportive with just like hopping in chat and trying to teach things as hard as it might be to explain stuff via text, but also people have been like hopping in voice and just sharing screen stuff and all that, and yeah, it's been helping so much. And RMG is just like this perfect middle ground between just really showing off cool tech while still having natural this natural feel of gameplay in between. And yeah, it's a gateway drug for sure.
I'm just here for the race time points.
Gobble 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 gobble.
Yeah, there's so much expression you can do with your routes and your playstyle.
Yeah, for sure.
If your name is Tam, you can do really whatever the heck you want and make it look cool.
Or Mr. Byer. Mr. Byer has a pretty interesting like early Silver's Red Mail route that he showed off here. Didn't
you do that 2 monthlies ago, or maybe even the last one? I wasn't there for the last one.
I think I did it last month. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Malmo is slowly selling me on the like the like what the benefits are of it as well. And you did really well like in the race, given all that. So I don't know, just really cool to see like all the different routing options you can get in the like more heavily glitched modes of Link to the Past.
Yeah, someday we'll get enough people into actual major glitches that we'll be able to have a monthly for that as well.
ADU monthly? Oh,
No.
that would be interesting. All right. I think that's like just about it for us. I want to thank ZSR for setting this all up. Cubs Rule 21 for like popping us in here. He had to go, so he's been replaced by Golden Devil, who's going to sign us off. Thank you both for handling the restreams, and to ZSR for doing the channel and all the actually hard stuff.
You should definitely thank Tress for that, and then probably find something to blame him for. But yeah, already thanked the commentators and the runners. So with that, we are gonna head over and raid main ZSR, where we're doing, I think it's the Oracle of Seasons randomizer. It was one of the intentives from the Restreamer relay last weekend. But hope you all have a good Saturday night, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us. See you later.